Hello friends, I am Professor Shraddha Sheke from KK Wagh Institute of Engineering, Nasik. In this lecture, we will discuss about CMOS logic families. Objectives of this lecture are to talk about what is CMOS technology, CMOS inverter, CMOS NAND gate and CMOS NOT gate. CMOS technology. MOS stands for metal oxide semiconductor. It uses FETs, that is field effect transistors. MOS can be classified into three subfamilies, that is PMOS, P-channel MOSFET, NMOS, N-channel MOSFET, and CMOS, that is complementary MOSFET, which is the most common. The concept of CMOS was introduced in 1963 but become common until the 1980s. CMOS still dominates digital IC design today. In our previous lecture, we have studied the logic families and their classification. There are various logic families like TTL logic families, ECL logic family, then DCTL and all that. CMOS is also one logic family. In this lecture, we will discuss about it in detail. MOSFET circuit symbol. The following diagram or the following symbols gives the description of the N-channel MOSFET and the P-channel MOSFETs. As we are aware of that, MOSFET is having three terminals: drain, source and gate. You will observe the N-channel MOSFET gate terminal is shown in the first diagram. In the second diagram, there is a bubble which is used to indicate the P-channel MOSFET. We are actually using MOSFETs as the switches. We will be using that as a switch. So for understanding the operation of the MOSFETs and the logic gates, observe this table. The gate of the MOS transistor controls the flow of the current between the drain and the source. The MOS transistor can be viewed as a simple on-off switch. You will observe the first NMOS. If gate is connected with the 0, if G is equals to 0, then MOSFET is acting as an off switch. If G is equals to 1, then MOSFET is acting as an on switch. Because we know in digital circuits we will be talking in terms of zeros and ones, but basically these are the voltage levels. In PMOS, if G is equals to 0, here PMOS will be acting as an on switch, and if G is equals to 1, PMOS will be acting as an off switch. So remember that, because we will be using this afterwards. Observe this diagram. This slide explains the CMOS inverter circuit. As we know, the CMOS will be including PMOS as well as NMOS. The source terminal of the PMOS is connected to the VDD, and the source terminal of the NMOS shown in the diagram is connected to the ground terminal. The gate terminal of both PMOS as well as NMOS is joined together and is considered as the input. The drain terminal of PMOS and the NMOS is joined together and output is taken from that terminal. Let us try to find out how this circuit will work. if input is 0, then as per our previous slide, we know that for a PMOS, whenever you will connect as a 0 input, the PMOS will be on. That means the first transistor will be acting as a on switch. Observe this slide. This slide explains the operation of the inverter. Whenever input is 0, that is the low input, as per our discussion, if you connect 0 to the gate of the PMOS, then it will be acting as a on switch, and if you connect 0 to the gate of the NMOS, then it will be acting as a off switch, that is open. In the second diagram, you can observe the first switch, that is PMOS, is closed, and the bottom switch, that is the NMOS, is open. So you will observe the output voltage you have to take, you have to get is VDD minus some small voltage drop which is there at the drain and the source terminal of the PMOS. And that means it is as good as high output. So whenever input is low, your output is high. Let us talk about what is the output when your input is high. So whenever input is high, as per our discussion, if you connect high, that is let us say logic 1, to the gate of the PMOS, so it will be acting as an off switch as shown in the diagram 2. But when you connect logic 1 to the gate of the NMOS, then it is acting as an on switch, right? So observe second diagram, in which first switch is open and the second switch is closed, and you are taking output as good as you are taking output across a closed switch, and which is equals to 0. So this is how the inverter is working. Next is CMOS NAND gate. Observe the diagram in which Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 are the 4 MOSFETs used. The first two, that is the top two, that is Q2 and Q4 shown in the diagram, are PMOS, and Q1 and Q3 are NMOS. A is the input terminal which is taken from the gate of one PMOS, that is Q2, and one NMOS, that is Q1. And the B terminal is similarly, B terminal is also input taken from the gate terminals of one PMOS and one NMOS NMOS transistors. Now output terminal is taken at point Z. Let us discuss how this circuit will work. This is a NAND gate. So we know the operation of the NAND gate is when your output is 1, when your both inputs are 1, your output is 0 for that condition. Let us try to discuss the circuit. If both the inputs are low, right, both inputs are low, that is the first diagram as shown over here. Whenever both inputs are low, then we know the top two are the PMOS and the bottom two are the NMOS transistors. So whenever you will give 0 to the gate of the PMOS, that will become on. That means the top two transistor will become on and the bottom two are the NMOS. So whenever gate is 0, they will become off and they are open switch. So you will observe there is no path for the current to flow at the bottom side, right, towards the ground. That means the almost whatever applied voltage is there, that will appear at the output. So your output is high. You will observe when both the inputs are low, your output is high. Let us talk about the second situation when one input is low and the other input is high. Here I have considered A as high and B as low, but we can also get the similar type of the operation when A is low and B is high, but only the if it is, that is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, the two which are on over here, that two will become off in the other situation. Let us talk about this situation when A is high, right? So the whenever high, that is logic 1, is given to the gate of the PMOS, that will become off, that is open switch. So you will observe the transistor Q2 is open, and whenever you will give 1 to the NMOS, that will become the on switch. So you will observe the Q1 is on switch. Now whenever B is L, that is low, the input B is low, so whenever low is applied to the PMOS, that will become on switch. That's why you will observe the Q4 is on and the bottom one is open switch, because that is the NMOS and you are giving B as low, so the gate is low. Observe the diagram. Again there is no path for the current to pass towards the ground, so it is also your output is as good as high, because you are taking the output at point Z. Also the third condition, when both inputs are high. So whenever both inputs are high, then the PMOS transistor, the gate of that is 1, that means they are open, we can observe in the diagram, and the NMOS is closed, and you are taking output across this like a short circuit, and which is a low. So this is how this circuit will work. Now making an AND gate. Is it possible to make one AND gate by using NAND? Yes, it is very correct. It is possible because we will connect an inverter after the NAND gate and you will get an AND gate. So if you just combine the above two circuits, you will get an AND gate. Now let us talk about the NOR gate. Observe. You can observe the previous diagram and this one, you can compare them. For a NAND gate, two PMOS connected are the parallel to each other, and the NMOS are, you can say, in series. For a NOR operation, change the arrangement. The PMOS connected at the top side are in series with each other, one below the other, and the NMOS are connected in parallel. Other arrangement is same. You will observe the gate of one PMOS and one NMOS is shorted and called as A, and same for the B. Let us try to find out how this circuit will work. As we know, the truth table of the NOR gate is, whenever both inputs are low, then only your output is high. For all the other cases, your output is low. Let us try to find out its operation. Okay, let us observe the table. When both inputs are low, then the PMOS will become on. Both the PMOS will become on and NMOS will become off. And obviously there will be no path for the circuit to for the current to pass towards the ground, and you will get the high output as shown in the table. When any one of them is low and the other one is high, let us take the condition when A is low and B is high. Whenever A is low, that means your PMOS will become on, that is Q2 will become on, and Q1 will become open switch, that is off. And B is low, that means Q4 will become off and Q3 will become on. So even though Q2 is closed switch, but Q4 is open, so current will not pass from VDD to the ground. That's why. And at the bottom side, even though Q1 is open but Q3 is closed, so it's just like a short circuit. You are checking the voltage and you will get output voltage as low. Same condition is applied for A is high and B is low. Now let us talk about when A is high and B is high, both are high. In that situation, both the PMOS, that is Q2 and Q4, are open and Q1 and Q3 are short, and you will get the output across the short, and which is equals to low. Again same thing, how to construct an OR gate by using an OR gate, which is also very simple, just by connecting an inverter after a NOR gate. So we have already studied both the diagrams. If you connect an inverter after the NOR gate, you will get an OR gate. Thank you.